truth about attraction. 10. Hidden psychological triggers every man should know. Most men go through life believing they need to impress women with wealth, good looks, or smooth-talking charm. But what if I told you that real attraction isn't about any of those things? The true key to drawing women in lies in understanding the subtle psychological triggers that influence their emotions, many of which they aren't even aware of themselves. Women, just like men, have deep-rooted subconscious desires and emotional patterns that shape how they respond to the world around them. Yet, most men never take the time to recognize these patterns, let alone use them to build genuine, meaningful connections. Instead, they focus on external factors, hoping money or status will be enough. But the reality, attraction isn't something you can buy or fake. It's something you create through a deep understanding of human nature. Today, we're peeling back the layers of psychology to explore 10 hidden emotional triggers that influence how women think, feel, and react to men. Once you understand these, your interactions with women, whether in dating, relationships, or even marriage, will never be the same. Let's dive in. 1. The power of emotional certainty. Women experience emotions deeply. It's not a flaw or a weakness, but a fundamental part of who they are. Their emotions shape their decisions, especially in relationships. And one of the most powerful, often unnoticed emotional needs they have is the need for emotional certainty. A woman doesn't just crave passion, romance, or excitement. Those things might draw her in at first, but they won't keep her around. What she truly desires is emotional security, the unshakable confidence that no matter what happens, she won't be abandoned when things get difficult. This is why women are naturally drawn to men who remain steady, composed, and emotionally in control, even in the face of chaos. When a man is overly reactive, moody, or emotionally fragile, it creates an imbalance. Instead of feeling protected and secure, the woman senses instability, and whether she realizes it or not, this destroys attraction. Why? Because it signals weakness. If she feels like she has to be the one calming you down, reassuring you, or holding things together emotionally, the dynamic shifts. Suddenly, she's in the dominant role, and you've become the one needing stability. That role reversal is an attraction killer. Instead, what truly draws women in, on a subconscious level, is stoic confidence. This doesn't mean being emotionless or cold, but rather having the ability to regulate your emotions, regardless of what's happening around you. When she's upset, you stay calm. When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you don't panic or complain. You handle it with quiet confidence. A man who offers this kind of emotional certainty becomes a woman's safe haven, her rock in a storm. And here's the secret: most women won't even realize why they feel so drawn to you. They'll just know they feel safe, respected, and deeply connected. Master emotional certainty, and you'll master attraction. 2. Why women are drawn to what they can't have. There's a simple truth about human nature. We value what's rare. That's why diamonds are prized, luxury cars turn heads, and limited edition items sell out instantly, because they're not easily obtained. Women operate under this exact same principle when it comes to attraction. One of their deepest psychological tendencies is being drawn to what feels just out of reach. If a man is too available, too eager, or too predictable, he unknowingly lowers his perceived value. Sure, she may appreciate the attention, but will she truly desire it? Not likely. On the other hand, men who create an air of mystery and distance activate something powerful in a woman's subconscious. It's not that women enjoy being ignored, it's that uncertainty heightens attraction. Her mind naturally assigns greater value to something she can't fully grasp or control. That's why men who are harder to read, slightly unpredictable, or emotionally self-contained tend to intrigue women far more than those who wear their hearts on their sleeves. So, how do you use this understanding to your advantage? Don't always be available. If she knows she can have your attention anytime she wants, she won't crave it. Let her wonder when she'll see you next. Maintain your independence. Have a life that doesn't revolve around her. Your passions, your purpose, and your growth should always come first. Reveal yourself slowly. Don't hand over everything about yourself right away. Let her discover new layers of you over time. The moment a woman feels like she's completely won you over, her excitement starts to fade. But if you keep just a part of yourself slightly out of reach, she'll stay intrigued, always wanting to learn more, always feeling the pull of something just beyond her grasp. That's the key to lasting attraction. 3. The unspoken power of a deep voice and strong presence. One of the most overlooked yet powerful psychological triggers in attraction is a deep, controlled voice combined with a strong presence. Research has shown that men with deeper voices are often perceived as more dominant, confident, and attractive. But this isn't just a random preference, it's deeply rooted in evolutionary psychology. A deep voice signals high testosterone, strength, and natural leadership, qualities that women are subconsciously drawn to. It's not just about sounding good, it's about the message your voice conveys. A slow, steady, and deliberate way of speaking tells the world that you are a man who is in control of yourself, your emotions, and your environment. But here's the key. It's not just about your voice, it's about your entire presence. Women are naturally pulled toward men who command attention effortlessly without trying too hard. Presence isn't something you say, it's something you radiate before you even open your mouth. It's in the way you hold yourself, the way you move, and the way you respond to situations around you. A man with a strong presence moves with intention. He doesn't fidget, he doesn't rush, and he doesn't hesitate. He maintains steady eye contact without looking away nervously. He speaks with confidence, as if every word carries weight. He doesn't fill silence with meaningless chatter, because he knows his presence alone is enough. On the other hand, a weak presence is marked by slouched posture, restless movements, and an uncertain voice. These small habits signal low confidence, often without a man even realizing it. If you want to captivate women effortlessly, don't just focus on what you say, master your presence first. A man with strong, steady energy draws women in naturally, without needing to chase or convince. Because true attraction isn't about words. It's about who you are before you even speak. 4. Why women can't resist a man who walks away. Want to tap into one of a woman's deepest fears? Walk away like you don't need her. One of the most powerful hidden emotional triggers for women is their reaction to loss. It's basic psychology. People place the highest value on what they're afraid of losing. Here's where most men get it wrong. When they feel a woman pulling away, they panic. They chase, beg, over-explain, and try to fix things, all in an attempt to regain control. But in doing so, they send one clear message: I need you more than you need me. And the moment a woman senses that, her attraction fades instantly. Now, contrast that with the man who can walk away without hesitation. A man who doesn't beg, doesn't plead, and doesn't act desperate. His actions send a different message. I'm not desperate for your attention. I have options. My self-worth doesn't depend on whether you choose me or not. And that mindset drives women crazy. This isn't about playing games, it's about self-respect. A woman will always value a man who values himself first. If she knows you're willing to leave when she disrespects you, plays games, or pulls away, she'll naturally respect you more. The rule is simple. Be willing to walk away, and you'll never have to chase. 5. A man with a mission. The one thing women can't resist. A woman's biggest weakness isn't a man's looks, wealth, or even charm. It's his purpose. Women are instinctively drawn to men who are driven by something bigger than themselves. A man who is focused on a mission, whether it's building a business, mastering a skill, or striving toward a personal goal, naturally becomes magnetic. Why? Because a sense of purpose breeds focus, discipline, and independence, qualities that women can't help but find attractive. The mistake many men make is making a woman their mission. They prioritize her above everything else, making her feel like she's the sole reason for their existence. Ironically, this destroys attraction. Here's the truth. Women don't want to be the center of your world. They want to be part of something greater. A man with a mission doesn't sit around waiting for her texts. He doesn't drop everything just because she calls. He's too focused on chasing his vision, and that makes him irresistible. So, ask yourself, what are you building? What are you striving for? What is your mission? Because if you don't have a clear purpose, women will sense it, and they won't stay. 6. The paradox of controlled vulnerability. There's a fine line when it comes to vulnerability. Too much, and a woman sees you as weak. Too little, and she sees you as emotionally unavailable. Women are drawn to men who understand this balance. Men who can be open, but only in a way that maintains their strength. A common mistake men make is assuming that women want them to be emotionally expressive all the time. That's not true. While women do appreciate a man who can connect on a deep level, they are turned off by men who overshare, complain, or seek emotional validation from them. The key is to show vulnerability selectively. Acknowledge emotions, but don't let them control you. Share struggles, but only after you've conquered them. Reveal personal details gradually, not all at once. A man who understands this creates a powerful dynamic. When he chooses to open up, it makes a woman feel special, but he never does it from a place of weakness. On the other hand, a man who overshares too soon, unloads his problems on a woman, or constantly seeks reassurance, comes across as needy and emotionally unstable. but a man who reveals his inner world on his own terms. That's a man who commands respect and attraction. Your emotions should be like a deep ocean, visible but never overwhelming. Women are drawn to men who have the strength to be vulnerable, but the control to do it in a way that enhances their presence. 7. Women are wired to test your strength. Most men don't realize it, but women test them constantly. These aren't random challenges. They're deeply subconscious ways of assessing your strength. A woman might question your beliefs just to see if you stand firm. She might create small conflicts to see if you stay calm. She might act distant to see if you become insecure. These tests aren't about being difficult. They're her instinctive way of filtering out weak men. If a woman senses that a man is easily rattled, overly reactive, or emotionally fragile, she will lose respect for him, and once respect is gone, so is attraction. The secret? Never react emotionally to a woman's test. If she challenges you, respond with confidence, not defensiveness. If she pulls away, don't chase. Let her come back. If she tries to provoke a reaction, stay calm, composed, and in control. A man who remains unshaken in the face of a woman's tests becomes the man she can't replace. Women don't test men they don't care about. If she's testing you, it means she's attracted to you. Just don't fail the test. 8. Confidence in the face of rejection is unstoppable. Most men fear rejection. It shakes their confidence, makes them doubt themselves, and leaves them feeling unworthy. But the few men who embrace rejection with confidence, they become untouchable. Women are drawn to men who handle rejection as if it's no big deal. When a man shrugs it off, laughs, or even turns it into a joke, it sends a powerful signal. His self-worth is unshakable. Think about it. Desperate men fear rejection because they believe they have no other options. Confident men don't care because they know their value doesn't depend on one woman's response. So, if a woman turns you down, keep it simple. Smile and say, "No worries, your loss." Have a great day. Laugh, nod, and walk away without hesitation. Never let rejection lower your energy. A man who can take rejection with ease becomes magnetic. Why? Because rejection itself isn't what hurts. It's the attachment to approval that does. When you stop fearing rejection, women will sense your confidence and start chasing you instead. 9. Why women obsess over men who are hard to read. If a woman always knows exactly how you feel, there's no mystery. And when there's no mystery, there's no excitement. The moment she stops wondering about you, she stops chasing you. Women aren't drawn to men who give them everything up front. They are naturally more intrigued by men who keep them curious and engaged. This isn't about playing mind games or being manipulative. It's about maintaining a sense of mystery and unpredictability. A man who is too easy to read makes a few critical mistakes. He always texts back immediately. He's too expressive about his feelings too soon. He constantly seeks validation and reassurance. On the other hand, a high-value man creates attraction by being selective in what he shares, responding on his own terms rather than instantly, and maintaining an air of calm confidence. Unpredictability and curiosity fuel desire. If she always knows what's coming next, the excitement disappears. But if a man can spark a woman's imagination, make her wonder about him, think about him, and want to know more, he becomes the man she can't stop thinking about. 10. A man who controls his desires controls everything. The most irresistible trait a man can have isn't wealth, looks, or charm. It's self-control. The truth is, most men are controlled by their desires. They chase women, crave validation, and let their emotions dictate their actions. But the men who truly hold the power are the ones who master their impulses instead of being ruled by them. Women are naturally drawn to men who don't act out of desperation. The men who stand out are those who choose wisely instead of chasing mindlessly, aren't desperate for attention, intimacy, or approval, have standards and refuse to compromise their self-respect. Self-discipline is magnetic. A man who prioritizes his mission over temporary pleasure commands respect, not just from women, but from the world. Here's the paradox. The moment you stop chasing women is the moment they start chasing you. A man who can walk away, say no, and maintain his purpose above all else becomes the kind of man women crave. Attraction isn't about tricks or manipulation. It's about understanding psychology and mastering yourself. Women aren't just drawn to strength, they need it. If you cultivate discipline, purpose, and self-respect, you won't have to seek out women, they'll seek you. If this resonated with you, subscribe to the Stoic Guide for more wisdom on mastering life and attraction. Until next time, stay strong, stay grounded, and never chase.